Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Extinction Explorer Notes. In this video, we are going to cover the notes that are located roughly here on the map. Quite a large area, but it's not that many notes there. So, enough said. We're starting here, kind of back in familiar places. We've spent time in this area before, but here are the coordinates. On one side, if we go point southwards, we have this swampy area with some waterfalls. There's also a hologram globe down there, but it hasn't rendered. And then if we look north, we see a bridge and a gate. But in between those, closest to the swampy area, is where we're going to start. And you can see that right next to me here, we have a very tall building, very tall, that has a hole in the middle with a glass ramp. Pretty distinctive. And that's what you want to have behind you. You want to have that structure behind you, point the opposite way, or east. And you should see there's a platform ahead, right there, that has a water source on top of it. So this one. It is actually a fountain when we get... There we go. It's a fountain. And once you get to this, you can get on the platform. You can just follow the edge right there. And where the edge kind of turns 45 degrees like that, we have an explorer note right in front of that little fountain. It is the one who waits number 26 at 47.3 by 48.6. Then for our next note, we are going to move to a new location. So now we're a little bit more northeast compared to what we just were. Here are the coordinates of the starting area. It's right next to the city terminal, right here, which, if you fly up, it's kind of underneath this roof, and you can see the wall, or what's left of it, runs behind us there. So it's a fairly distinctive area. So what you want to do is that you want to land inside here. And if you look north, you'll see a creek. You'll see a creek right there. So what you want to do is just follow that creek. Follow the creek. You can just go out to it like this. You don't need to go all the way to the waterfall. So just follow this creek. And you'll see that you'll soon get underneath this bridge. And if we continue a little bit more, just following the creek slowly, you'll eventually get to this point where you'll have a tall building to your left with a bunch of platforms up on it. And then you'll have another tall building on your right. However, the building on your left, you should see there's a couple of trees in those kind of flower pots or planting areas. And the one tree here, the closest one to you, right next to it in the flower pot, or planter, we find Diana log number 6 at 45 by 53. So for the next note, we're going to start here at the city terminal again. Here are the coordinates. And this time, if you look north, if you look towards the wall, then you look left, aka west. Just walk west a little bit until you kind of get away from the roof here. And once you do that, if you look up, almost like right above you, there's a bunch of these red hanging plants. And if you look just a little left of that, you'll see that there is a platform next to those. It's not that platform that's kind of above them, but it's the one that's kind of next to them on the left. So it is this platform right here. And once you get here, it's actually quite simple. So once you land, just continue to head west. So just continue heading in this exact direction. And you might already see it, but in case not, you just walk in this direction. You should eventually get a ramp on your right. Continue walk towards the edge. And we have another... The One Who Waits. This is number 25. at 43.9 by 52.7. Then we're going to use this terminal at, once again, these coordinates as our starting point a final time. This time, however, you want to look south. So you have the wall behind you. Look south, and if you look a little bit left, so this is literally due south, but if you look a little bit left, you should see that there is a waterfall fountain right there. Pretty close. So what you want to do is just get to those. So this little fountain right here. And in front of it, front of the water, we find our next note. The one who waits number 2 at 46.6 by 55.3. Then for our next note, we need to move yet again. This time we're moving to this area. So we are now located here at these coordinates. There's a new city terminal here as well. And this time, it's actually quite easy. You just need to look up, and you see there's a big kind of platform up there. So you want to get up to that. Should be right above you. And when you get up here, the terminal is just below us now. If you look up again, you should see another little platform right there with some trees on it. Here's the surrounding in case you get a little confused. It's the only one that really looks like that. And if you get up on this one, there's a little fountain. And on the left of the fountain, we find Santiago 27 at 47.1 by 57.4. Then we're moving a little bit again. This time, we start here at these chords. There's a hologram globe next to this area. So you can see there's a fancy fountain thing there. And there's like this weird round building right there. However, if you look north, like this, there's a skyscraper ahead. And you can also see that you're standing underneath this bridge or platform. But it's a skyscraper ahead. I know there's a lot of skyscrapers, but if you look around, this is the closest one, and it is north. And it is in the skyscraper that we'll find 3 notes. So we're going to take all of them together, starting with the one on ground level. So what you first want to do is just go to ground level, get to the skyscraper, and you want to go right. You want to go around it on the right. And if we just kind of follow the ground here, you'll see there's a bit of a raised platform forming here when we get around the back. Get up on this, and you can see that we have a Diana note next to these 2 roots. If I fly just a little bit away, you can see what it looks like. There's a bunch of roots here on the back. And next to the roots, we find Diana note. This is number 5 at 46.4 by 61.3. And then what you want to do is just kind of go back where you came from. So you want to just go a little bit. You basically go straight east. And you just want to get a little bit out from underneath the skyscraper. Just go this way a little bit. And if you look up, you'll see that there are some platforms up here. Some platforms. You want to go to the one that's the closest. You want to go to this one, the bottom floor one. First one you reach, and you can see that if you just follow along the edge, we have the one who waits. To show the map location. But this is the one who waits number 24 at 46.8 by 62. And then, for the final one, you just want to go all the way on top of the skyscraper. So if you get all the way on top, you'll see that there is a bit of an oasis or a little bit of a park thing on top here. And if you just land, if you look there should be some of these like roofs. I call them bus stops, but they're probably not actually that. And it's next to this one that you'll find a Santiago note. Santiago number 26 at 47 by 60.7. And then we start here at the globe yet again. So here's the globe below us. This time, if you look south-ish, like that, you can see there's a path clearly going that way. An old road. You want to follow that road. You follow it, and then it turns to the left, and you can turn to the left. And then you get to these roots growing on that little building there, or little structure. And when you get to these roots, you want to turn right. And you could see, or you can see, a couple of skyscrapers ahead. You want to aim to the one that's the furthest left. So this one, you want to aim towards that skyscraper. Just go straight forward towards the skyscraper, and you can see now that there is a metal structure here to the left, but there's also a cliff. So when you reach this cliff, you get to this metal structure, which is actually like a pipe, a little water pipe or sewage pipe. And it's on top of this metal structure that you will find Santiago log number 11 at 53.9 by 60.9. And then, if we start back here on the globe, these coordinates, this time, if we start here on the globe, and we can look towards that round building, which I think should be east, just walk towards, you can see that on the left side you have that kind of polar structure. So you just want to go that direction. So you want to go left here to the end of this weird infrastructure. Right in here, where this whole thing meets this support, we find Santiago number 25 at 50.6 by 62.5. And then for the final two notes of the day, you want to get to the same place. Here's the globe, and here are the chords. Start here, and you want to yet again go to this round structure. However, you can pass that note this time, and you just continue walking straight forward, and you'll get to this place. There's a city terminal, and you have three options, or three kind of elevated roads that are a bit up from the ground. One to the left, one straight forward, and one between those that kind of curves around. And that's the one you want to go to. So go to this road, the middle one, follow it. Eventually, it'll slope down, turn around again. But if you look on the right side of it, we find the one who waits number 30 at 49.7 by 65.6. And from here, if we look straight forward, there should be a very tall building right ahead. And you can see that you can kind of go through it here on the bottom. So go towards that entrance, I guess you can call it, right here. And then if you go left, instead of going through it, go left. And if you just follow the wall, you'll see we have a Diana log number 4 at 49.2 by 67.8.